Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
So, today is a day that is meant to be a day filled with love. So, we wanted to jump on and just share some love with all of you. I'm Brandee Safran, and I'm here with my partner.
Yeah, I'm Eric Antoinette. And as Brandee said, we're here to share some love and maybe share some experience in how you can bring some more love to your life and how maybe we will tell little stories about how we also opened our own hearts and created a wonderful couple where we are sharing love together. So for me, I could start off by just sharing that I didn't come from the best relationship prior to the relationship I have currently with Brandee. And it took a while for me to actually be able to clear myself. So, one of the important lessons I think that I learned from my old relationship was that I needed time in between to be able to understand what I'm still carrying in terms of anger and resentments and things that might still be blocking me from keeping my heart open because all of those things close us down and don't allow us to be open.
Time in between what?
Time in between relationships. Yeah. So personally, I took like a year in between where I got to feel into what was working and what was not working in my previous relationship and how I needed to be different and how I needed to show up differently to be a better person, to be kinder, to be more loving, to be more compassionate, to be a better listener, to understand the other better than I was in the past. And that's what was required for me to shift in order to open my heart and really learn how to be open to love again. How about you, Brandee?
Beautiful. Yeah. So, yeah, just around the topic. So, when we're sharing, think about yourself. Like, where are you with opening your heart in your own relationship? So, even if this is a relationship right now with yourself, are you really in a place where you are loving yourself? Do you know how to love yourself? And I think that that's one of the beginning points is learning how to love oneself, like you said, in between relationships. So if you are looking to be in a relationship, how is it to be in relationship with yourself? Like really, really understanding how do you like to be treated? And I think that's super, super important. For me, opening up my heart to love in this relationship and where I currently am, I definitely was hard as a glacier around my heart for a big part of my life. I did not treat my partners well. I always say that to you. Luckily, you met me old when I was older, not younger, because I was not kind. I was not compassionate, and I was hard. I was just really, really hard and very surface level in my relationships. Um, and now, I experience love, and it keeps growing the more that I am able to learn one, how to receive being loved, how to receive being loved. And I think that this is a huge part for many of us that when we are still carrying the hurts, the resentments, that we are guarded, we are protected, and we are holding ourselves back from fully immersing ourselves in what is possible. And sometimes it feels scary, right? It's like, oh my God, feeling so much or letting, especially for those that have numbed out, checked out, hardened. Oh, hold on. I'm safe to feel. And I think safety for me is such a big thing. And for so many women and possibly men too that have been hurt before, to allow ourselves that vulnerability in feeling and loving another and allowing yourself to receive love right back.
Yeah, well said. Safety and feeling, whether it's joy or whether it's sadness or grief or guilt or whatever it is, like have you created a space in your couple where everything is safe to feel, and everything is accepted, and there's no need to change how your partner's feeling, no need to fix it, to just really be there, to be able to listen and hear and be there with them through it. There's nothing to fix in our feelings. They're really here for us to gain knowledge from, to feel, to experience, and to gain the wisdom of them. So that's part of how Brandee and I live and work together and be together in our relationship. And we find it super, super supportive.
Yeah, and I wanted to maybe offer Eric some tips on celebrating Valentine's Day and how possibly, where we get to go, because that's what today is, right? So whether it's today or every day, I wanted to start off with be loving to yourself. If you're not in a partnership, looking at ways, how could you really love yourself today? Bring yourself on a date. What do you love to do? What lights you up? So that's one thing. And then regarding being in your couple, one thing that helps me is there's no expectations, just like no expectations, and surrendering to trust. Trust whatever gets to happen. And it's all about setting an intention. You wake up in the day, and maybe today your intention is to be loving.
I thought you were going to give me some tips on how to celebrate our Valentine's Day together.
Well, we already we are celebrating it, and at the same time, Eric and I in the morning, we have been creating space to start our day off. How are we showing up in our day today? What is our word for the day? So we could definitely offer that as well to our listeners. Like, what is your word for today?
Yeah, we consciously choose a way of being that we're going to be with each other with that word. So that word could be kindness, it could be compassion, it could be patience, it could be caring, loving, generous. We consciously choose a way of being that we're going to be with each other, and we remind ourselves throughout the day that that's how I'm going to be with you today. So we find it super powerful in terms of building those ways of being with each other, and we hope it supports you as well.
Yeah. Is there any other tips that you want to share on just opening up your heart to love?
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest tip is releasing judgment. And it's so easy to see things as right or wrong, black or white, to be in win-lose type of energy. And when we can release that, when we can release forms of judgment on each other and on ourselves, that really, for me, opens up the space to be who I get to be, and how I get to be, and how I get to show up. So when I don't feel judged, then I feel free. And I'm sure when I don't judge Brandee, she feels free. So that would be the biggest tip that I know of creating that safety and creating the opening.
Great. So let's recap. All of our tips. Remember what we shared. Let's go for it. Let's give it a try. So first thing is that it's a day of self-love, whether you're in a relationship or not in a relationship. How do you receive love? What feels good for you? Really to nourish and love yourself. Tip number one.
Yeah. Tip number two was choosing a word of a way of being that you get to be in your relationship. And the third one was releasing judgment creates openings for each other.
Yeah.
We hope that supports.
I hope that it supports. And just drop a link down below if you want to share your word of your day, if you got anything out of this. If you're looking for support, you could reach out to Eric or myself. Our links are below. And we love to support people to step into a more loving relationship with self, with other, and knowing that will impact as well the world.
Looking forward to hearing from you, and happy Valentine's Day.
Bye.
Bye.